Take home raviolis oven is here, and we're decorating this cake and whipped cream. My hands were washed and cleaned before this video. So this is our vanilla cake. The recipe will be shown. We have the recipe already. You can watch it in one of our previous videos. So we're adding a dab of whipped cream to the layer and spreading it. So you spread it gently, go around, spread it all around. We just add enough whipped cream in between the layers for some yummy goodness. So we're going to add some filling in between the cake. So that's why I made a small hole in the middle, because I don't want the filling to ooze out of the sides. So we're not putting too much filling. If you want to add more filling, you have to make a bigger wall to keep the fillings inside. So I'm just spreading it, keeping it in place. So we're adding the next layer of cake. Make sure that your cake is well chilled so that your whipped cream can last longer without starting to melt. So you add another dab of whipped cream and spread it all around your cake. You can add more whipped cream if you want the whipped cream layer to be thicker, and you can put less if you want less whipped cream. But always make sure to spread it around evenly so you can have even cake layers. So we're adding the next layer on top, just setting it in place. So I put a little excess on the top because I wanted to use it to do the crumb coat. Your crumb coat is a very important step in decorating your cake. It helps secure the crumbs of the cake. So I just noticed that the bottom layer is bulging out a bit, so we're going to be doing a bit of trimming. So I'm off to get my trimming knife. And this plate is just to secure the crumbs that I'll trim off. Don't want to ruin the background. I have this trimming knife I got from a baking store close to me. It has serrated tips, which helps it cut neatly into the cake. So with the help of your turntable, You'll be turning it around and you'll be trimming it. Make sure to keep your trimming knife as straight as possible so that you don't slant in and cut too much cake. And just trim off what you need to trim and allow the rest of the cake to be. So I'm just going to take off all the crumbs, put it in this plastic disposable plate. Some yummy cake crumbs, that is. And so you see the cake looks more even now. And so we're going to go around and continue with our crumb coat. The crumb coat, as I was saying, secures all the crumbs of whipped cream, of cake, sorry. It secures all the crumbs of the cake and helps the final layer of coating for your cake. It makes it more neat. Yes, it makes it neater. Pardon. So I'm just cleaning off some of the crumbs that's on the side of the board, because we don't want the crumbs to be too much. Yeah, it makes it more difficult because I trimmed the cake. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead with our crumb coat. After you crumb coat your cake, make sure to chill it. And as a beginner, if you're decorating your cake and you feel like your whipped cream is becoming too soft, don't continue. You chill your cake in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes, then you go on. Because as a beginner, the crumb coat and everything might not be as fast. And if the area you're decorating your cake in is hot, your whipped cream might start to go soft. So you might want to chill your cake a bit before you continue. And you don't want any cake layers sliding off. So, but if you're good and your whipped cream is still firm and stable, you just continue decorating. You continue doing the crumb coat. Make sure you cover everywhere, and then make sure your crumb coat is not in excess. Okay, if you can see, if you notice, you see that my crumb coat is in very thin layers. Don't apply too much whipped cream to your crumb coat. Yes, because we don't want the crumbs coming off and getting into your final coating of cake. So we're applying a thin layer, but we're making sure everywhere is covered. All the crumbs will be secured. Going around, smoothing it all out. Adding some whipped cream where necessary. Smoothing out the top. make sure you look at the way I'm holding the spatula. So you hold it in the right way, because not holding it in the right way also affects the way your cake decoration goes. So after chilling my cake, I'm going on to the next layer. So apply a generous amount of whipped cream to your cake. And spread it out. I always make sure to smooth out the top of my cake. Okay, I'm just busting some air bubbles. You saw that bubble right there, right? If you don't bust it, it pops up on its own later on and ruins your decoration. So I always make sure to smooth out the top of my cake. Go around smoothing it out. Because it makes it easier once you do the sides, the top is already smooth. You don't have to go back smoothing it again and ruin the decoration. So we're going to start applying the whipped cream to the sides of the cake now. Try not to press too hard. Just give the right amount of pressure so that you don't take up the whipped cream that you've applied. You're just trying to spread the whipped cream, the second layer, evenly. So always make sure to take a generous amount of whipped cream for the second layer. A generous amount of whipped cream is what you need. So you spread it out gently, giving the right amount of pressure, smoothing it out. Adding more whipped cream to all the areas that have not been covered yet. Gently. Gradually covering more area. You can see how I generously add my whipped cream, then spread it. And I don't press too hard. I hold it at the right angle, 20 to 30 degrees angle. You use while holding your spatula. You don't place the spatula flat on the cake, no, you tilt it just a bit. This smoothing process is so relaxing, right? Especially when you know how to do it. It's a battle when you don't. Make sure your whipped cream is very stable and chilled. Don't be stingy with your whipped cream. Always add a generous amount when you're decorating your cake. Now smoothing it out. Filling up any places that you can see some dents. So I'm using this bench scraper with the zigzag mouth to just give it a nice new pattern. It's so much easier to do it neatly when the cake has already been smoothened out, even whipped cream everywhere. So you just glide across. And you can see how smooth it is. This is some neat decoration. This is a good design for whipped cream and also for starters. It's very easy to just have some design on your cake without trying too hard. You already have a pattern on the cake. My cake was chilled after decoration, and I'm just taking off a little bit of the excess whipped cream off the top, gently smoothing it out, because the cake was chilled even after smoothing the sides with the zigzag scraper. I'm using my spatula to make this pink design. I'm just dabbing gently. I chilled my cake before doing this. Just dab gently and go all around your cake and keep doing the same thing until you're satisfied. I didn't want the paint to be too much, so I just kept on going. Small, a little amount. I just added a very little amount of pink cream on the spatula, as you can see in the video. So I think this is good. Now I'm going to use my palette knife to make sort of floral designs on the cake. Using your palette knife, you just add the color of icing or whipped cream you want. Just create this sort of floral leaf-like designs. Here I use a lighter shade of pink. I think it looks good. But we can add a few more designs here and there. a few sprinkles, white pearls, sprinkles. And now I'm going to do a border on the top of the cake. I'm using this sharp piping tape. And you can do any border design that you choose or prefer. Adding some volume to the cake for more shimmer and shine. And I'm going to add my cake topper. I used a glue stick to add my cake topper, stick my cake topper to a skewer. And the cake topper says, "Happy birthday, sweet mother." And this cake is so pretty. Thank you for watching my tutorial video.